Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our BlackPink Leaders, the BP Leadership. Yes, it's another week, and today we are going to share with you something really interesting. Why? Because it is always something that people would ask me as a leader, right? Because one key thing about being a leader is what is your vision? Why is it that you know what to do? How come you have no one to tell you what to do, yet you know what to do? Right? So that keyword is called vision. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, so I believe me, we always believe in this thing. I actually work in the public sector in the Ministry of Defense since year 2000. So in Singapore, we are very lucky that in the SAF, the armed forces, leadership is key, right? If not, you can't lead so many people. So that is where I learned these three things. One is called vision. The other one is called mission. After that is called values. But I know a lot of people, you might be working in an organization and you see vision, mission, values is on the board. But the key thing is, what do they mean? What is a
Yeah.
mission? Yeah, what is a mission? Why do we need values? Right. So maybe before I start, I asked me to maybe give me a little bit of her take on vision, mission, uh, values. Then I will add on to that. Yeah, maybe
So
me just.
so I think when I start with uh journey of be a leader, I think I have the same question. Like we all have to learn to be a leader. Yes, we born with it a little bit, but if we don't learn from another leader, it's very hard for us to understand how the system and what is called leadership and what is called follower is, right? And
Mm,
I agree with Pauline. Is a You can see a lot of things on the chart and the board like vision, mission, value, but what exactly that's about? So for me, I think personally, I think value is come from the personal and
mm,
especially from that individual leader, right? Because I go so many organization and I realize different leader they have a different value in life, and it's nothing wrong with this leader value and another leader value. Like let's talk about the world right now when US is you know two leader with two value is different. So is that wrong? It's not wrong, it's just the different, and that's make it interesting, right? Somehow this value have another group of follower and another value have a group of follower. And then mission, like where do you want to go together, like, and how we're going to make it happen, and what's the plan, what requirement we needed as a team together, and the vision of the big picture, what's the result after that, where we look at ourselves as the team together, or how do
mm,
we look at the big picture, like help the world in a better place. So what is a better place look like for you, right? And it's all come down to individual as a leader have to go deep with themselves about that before they're going to
mm.
persuade or like train or lead the team to get where they want to go together, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's how I see it as the leader with the
Yeah.
vision.
Thanks, Nee. So basically, if I were to put it more theoretically, right, like what's a vision, mission, and values. So let's start off with a vision. Like a vision
Yeah.
is a destination, right?
Yeah.
So it means in an organization or as a leader, when we start to lead a team, there must be a destination to go to, right? If not, everybody will go in a different direction. So this is where we need a vision. For example, I believe everyone knows Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. They have very clear vision, right?
Yeah.
What is that vision? That vision is like, for example, every home has a PC, right? That's one of their visions. Every home has a PC. I think that's the vision of Steve Jobs. And at a point of time, it's like in the 1970s, 80s, when he started to have that kind of vision. Wow, it is a very tall order, right? To say that every home, I tell you, I can't imagine in the 1980s that I have a PC at my home. I think
Yeah.
me as right that time, I think me was saying, we don't even have food on the table,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like I don't even have like probably things like some luxury,
Yeah.
because when we are born in the 70s 80s, our even in Singapore, I don't born in a rich family. To me, a PC, oh my god, it is something like so far-fetched, a personal computer. And you know how I got my family's first personal computer? It was my brother. Okay, there is this competition, so the second prize was actually a personal computer. So he wanted a personal computer at the age of like 15 years old. And that one, in order to win it, he has to play a game, right? So he went to practice, practice, practice. Okay, you know the rubrics. There's this thing called the rubrics. He want to play this rubrics game, and in the end, he really won a second place to really get a PC. So that was how I had the first PC at my home. And this is where you can see a vision. And today you can see everyone not only have one PC. My home, every one of us, it's not one household, every one of us has a PC, because me, I have to use, my kids have to use. And thanks to this thing on the vision that they have, like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, that during the COVID time, because we have internet, because we have our personal computers, okay, because
Yeah.
the software is so easy to use, because Bill Gates made it so simple that if you want to really copy and paste, it's just a click of a button. It doesn't need to have like C. Last time we used to do the kind of the coding, the words that the computer can understand. C, then we have semicolon, then we have double slash, and we type something. I'm not sure whether you were at the age before or not.
Yeah.
Use the computer. Then I have to type the codes, and I have to know how to type it in order to use certain things. But Bill Gates, because of that vision to say that, you know what, it can be as simple as everyone knows how to use a software, knows how to type, and he come up with like copy and paste. That makes it so easy for everyone to do it. So that's the
Yeah.
meaning of vision. We need to know where we bring our team to. So today, if you want to be a leader, whether it's for yourself as a self-leadership or as a leader leading some other people, write down your vision, your destination. Okay, it can be, you might say that, but I don't have like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, bring man to Mars and things like that, such a great vision. You don't need to. Okay?
Yeah.
You can just write something like, for example, I hope to be probably the number one. Like in the past, we what our vision was, because I set up this together with the founders to want to grow something on value investing, because we believe in value investing and we find that everyone needs to know how to invest. So our vision at that point of time was for everyone to understand what investing is about, and that's through
Yeah.
education. So this is where we actually build that vision and keep growing to the whole of the Asia, 29 different cities, having our programs, etc. Right? And it's a listed company and so on. So that's the vision. We want everyone to know, to understand about investing. Then the next thing, mission. Then what is the mission? Mission is the everyday thing you do in order to reach that vision. Now, give you an example. Maybe let me use a very personal thing that is easier for you to understand. If we have a vision, it means, let's say, oh, I want to, right now, let's say I'm 60 kg. I want to have that vision in 3 months' time or in a year's time to be 50 kg. Okay, so every day, what is my mission? My mission is eat healthy, exercise, sleep well. So that's the mission. It's the everyday thing that you do. So if, let's say, your vision to grow your organization is to be the number one in certain things, all right, then your mission every day is to work towards that number one. All right, so that's the mission. Okay, so your team will be very clear every day what I need to do in order to achieve that vision. Now then, what is the values? The values would then be, in the team, you need to work together. So in order to work together, we sometimes cannot just everything have SOPs. So what is the values that guide us towards every day that mission to hit to the vision? For example, one of the key thing, like one of the value system that I have, is integrity. Now, what is integrity? I say what I mean and do. All right, I mean what I do and say. Right, so it's actually an alignment, a congruence. I actually mean what I do and say. When I say certain things that we need to achieve it, we really mean it and we really do it. So that's what we call the congruence, the alignment, and that cannot be broken. So if that's the value system in everyone in the team, everyone knows what to do. When we mention we want to achieve a certain goal, we will work towards it. Whatever that we do, all right, whatever that we behave, will move towards it. All right. So if we talk about respect as one of our value system, so we know in our team members when we communicate, we need to respect one another in our communication. So this is how we behave on a daily basis. All right. So just to give you an understanding on what is values, mission, as well as vision. So that sets the context of our topic for today, which is how the power of vision in leadership. Right.
Yeah,
So
I think what Pauline just gave you also already answered the question of how clear vision influence
influence,
the leader. Yeah. So I think
effect.
Pauline already give you guys very clear how clear the vision should be. Then
Yeah.
what is the key of component of compel vision statement?
Yeah. What are the key components of a compelling vision statement? Now, to me, it is the clarity of thoughts. Like, what do I mean with the clarity of thoughts? For example, today, I want to fly from Singapore to Ho Chi Minh City. Is it
Mm,
clear? It's very
yeah.
clear. Yeah. So I say, so if it's very clear, so what do I do? In order for me to go to Ho Chi Minh City, there are various ways for me from Singapore to go to Ho Chi Minh City. One way is to buy an air ticket and fly, right? So I will then ask myself what kind of air tickets, what's the budget, and things like that. Now, if let's say I have a lot of time, I may not fly there. I may take a ferry there, right?
Mm.
I may use a ship, a cruise to go there. Can I go there? Yes, the answer is yes, I can do that as well. But it's clear, it's still Ho Chi Minh City. Now, I can also maybe take a train. I may also maybe on a motorbike from Singapore to Malaysia to Thailand, all the way up to Ho Chi Minh City. So there are various ways to go there. But it's very clear in one way that the clarity is there that we have a place that we want to go. So clarity is the first thing because I realize a lot of people do not have clarity in their vision. So that's the reason why they do not know where to go. So ultimately, everybody goes in different direction. Okay. The second key component of a compelling vision statement is after we have the clarity is be able to let other people understand it. Yeah, that means there are two groups of people that need to understand. One is definitely internal. Okay, our internal people must. Okay, external maybe is secondary, but internal, your team members, you yourself, definitely must understand it and internalize it. And not only that, but must have a buy-in. Your team members must buy into your vision. Because if it cannot be a case of right now from Singapore, I want to go to Ho Chi Minh City, yet your team members actually want to go to maybe Hanoi, or maybe they want to go to another country, like for example, they want to go to Indonesia, right? Yeah, Jakarta. So instead of going up north, we went down south, right? Yeah, to different parts of the world. So this is where your team members must buy into your vision. This is very important. So three key things: having the clarity, okay, and not only having the clarity, your team members must be communicated. It has to be communicated and buy-in. So the second group of people to buy in is definitely your external, maybe people like your customers, your suppliers to buy into your vision. Because a lot of times when we find strategic partners, okay, it is really because everyone buys into the vision and we work accordingly. So with that, I think a lot of things would be very aligned. Yeah. So need anything to add on? Yeah.
I think another part of the direction that you clear, also you need to sit down sometime when you have a breakdown situation or the system is not work or like the weather change, for example, right? So as a leader, you always have to be ready to be effective of adapt situation. I would say it's like
Correct.
you have a vision, you have a mission, but sometimes you do stick with it, and
Mm,
something happen on the way. It may affect you. I was that kind of leader before, so I learned from my own experience that sometimes you need to change, and sometimes you need to adapt to situation when it needed. And take me long practice to be comfortable to change. I'm not the easy adapting situation kind of person. But thanks to be a leader really teach me that part.
yes. So the thing
Yeah.
is, vision, some people might ask, do we always change the vision? Yes and no. All right.
Mm.
Because it depends on how big your vision is. For example, like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, they are looking at like every household has a PC. Well, that's a really big vision. But maybe your vision may not be as big yet. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Please do not look down to say that I don't have a big vision. I cannot be a leader. No, you can have a vision that you achieve it. And after you achieve it, then move on, create a bigger vision for yourself, right? So this is where it can be changed in time, but it's not like today I have this vision, tomorrow I have that vision. It doesn't work that way. It normally takes like at least 3 to 5 years for you to achieve that kind of vision. Yeah, so once you have reached, maybe you can have a bigger vision, making it bigger and so on. Yeah, impacting more lives. And
Yeah.
like what Nhi has said, when we have a vision, how you actually go about doing it, that can have changes. Definitely. Why? For example, I'm supposed to take a flight. The flight delay, right? Or in between, something happens to the flight, and we have to touch down, let's say at Bangkok, to change another route. So
Yeah.
this does happen, but if we are very clear of the vision, no matter what happens in between, okay, we are able to solve the problem because we are very clear of where we want to go and we proceed accordingly. And with that, if it's a clear vision, the team members, okay, will not lose their way. They will not be demoralized because all they know is, okay, something happens, let's solve the problem. We still have our journey to move on. Okay, so they won't be confused. So
Yeah.
that probably then come to the next part of how can leaders then develop a vision that resonates with the team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because we are looking at just now, Neil was actually saying, oh, but we have to make sure that when things change, the team members still move along with us. And how can then do we allow our team member to resonate, develop one that resonates with the team? For me, as a leader, I do it the other way. I frankly speaking, I know a lot of times nowadays the organization like to have an aligned vision, but
Mm.
somehow I always feel it's the other way. Okay, I always find that leaders should set the vision, or if you want to have a team, that is the leadership team. That few people, okay, have that vision, come up with a
This one
vision.
I agree with you. This
Yeah,
one I agree with you.
yes. Don't accommodate to the team members, please. Okay, I
It
don't
caught
think that's
it
acceptable.
caught too many cook spoil the soup,
Ah,
right?
yes, that's the thing. We can't please everybody, and everyone has a different vision in their lives, right?
Yeah.
So our job is not here to change people in terms of wanting to believe in our vision. I think it's very clear. If I have a certain vision, for example, I like to impact people's life. That's my personal vision through adult education. So I want to motivate people to make sure that every day they learn. They have a learning habit. It is not about having the highest qualification. It is about learning on a daily basis and proving a 1% of ourselves on a daily basis. This is what I believe in. All right. So if that's the vision that I would like to everyone to have that kind of habit, then how do I impact people's lives through various ways, right? In education, in maybe money management, and now maybe in health management and so on. That's what I believe in, right? So if I believe in that, I actually attract people that believe in that as well. So if people do not believe in my vision, frankly speaking, they will not join me as a follower. they would not join my organization. It's okay. And because if the leader is very clear, and the leadership team is very clear of their vision, we will attract the right people into our team. That makes things so simpler, right? Yeah, so they will definitely resonate. Yes. How about you, Nhi? Yeah,
I
anything to
I
add?
I'm just now I agree with you about the um like you cannot have too many vision on the same team
Mm,
because it's with conflict. And I think people misunderstand about, oh, you need to align with each other in terms of the team. But
mm,
sometimes some people just not interested to be a leader, they're more comfortable to be behind. They're more comfortable for you to give them the order and they follow it. And as a leader, this is their job. They have to aware, like for myself, I have to aware that I would love to work with other leader who similar vision, similar value. The
mm.
mission can be different because the way they achieve the vision is may different, but like you and me have similar thing, like that we love to educate other and want to support
Yes.
them in terms of education. And
Yeah.
that is something that I call vision similar, right? But the
Mm.
way of Pauline achieve her goal and my way of achieve my goal is different. So it come from the mission. But value come back, we still woman and we love to support another woman because we as a mom as well, we want to make sure the next generation have a right direction for their life, right? And like I say, this is come from leadership vision sit down together. But now we talk about team member, can they think the same way of we think? My
Mm.
answer is I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because if they are, and this is so hard true, but people have to take it. If people think like how a leader think, they already open their own organization, they already lead their own team, they already create their own dream, they already create their own, empire. And it's why it's hard and difficult, and why it's only 1 to 2% of the population can make it and can success because of this. A lot of pressure outside, and sometimes they don't want to go work or they don't want to step up to the team with more
Yes.
pressure, right? In their life they already have to deal with family issue, parent issue, kid issue, brother sister friendship issue. And when they go to the organization for work, they just want to do a good job and go home, and if as a leader you add even more pressure on them by, oh, you need to have a vision, you need to have a mission, and then you need to have a value, come to work and then we will work together with you. I think we will scare off a lot of people
Yes.
because a lot of people
Yes.
don't want to accept the truth that it's not everybody like pressure, and in general people don't like pressure.
Mm.
Look at how people cannot discipline what they food, they cannot
Yeah.
discipline what they exercise, they cannot discipline what they sleep or their
Mm.
alcohol addiction. So
Yeah.
it's the result never lie, right? And in general that's what people looking for. They want to be comfortable, they want to feel safe, they want to feel secure. So
Mm.
as a leader, I think that is the most important task. You need to remind yourself all the time that if every team member going to think like you, they already a leader. They won't depend on you. They
Yeah.
won't depend on you, right? They won't look up to you to wait for direction and information and confirmation to do certain thing.
Mm.
So yeah.
But I appreciate these team members. We need this type
Yeah,
of team
of
members,
course.
right?
Of course.
When we have really good followers and they are very happy to be in the supporting situation, it works
Yes.
really well.
It
So
is. It is.
I really love it when working as a team that everybody plays their role. There are
Yeah.
some who are natural leaders. There are some who wants to be leader and want to be trained to be leaders. Okay. There are some who find that, you know what, I'm a self leadership by myself. I know this is the position that I sit the best to be a supporting person, right? I let the leader take charge and I'm always there, to support the leader. I think that is a very awesome structure to
It
work
is.
towards. So, yeah,
Yeah.
if everybody were to just run and want to be the lead, then who's going to be the one to be at the back end support? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
No,
where,
I represent with you on this. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a lot of team member who are come to me directly and say, I don't want to be a leader.
Yes. Yeah.
And I really appreciate when they say that. I like, I really don't want to be a leader, and I don't think I'm suitable to be a leader. And I really love what I do at the back end at this position. And and that person never caught trouble, right? They know exactly what time going to work, they done their job, and they leave. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of honesty for me is the best as a leader, so
Mm.
you don't have to feel like a heavy conversation with certain team member about, oh, you have talent, you should come up and lead this team. They come straight to you and say, I love to be a follower, please don't
Yeah.
ask me to be a leader.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they would just be a supporting role, and they become what I term as a specialist. Yeah, a specialist is also good. Yes,
Yeah.
because this is what they are best and they excel best in that particular role, right? Now, so that comes to the next part of in what ways uh, can we then can a strong vision motivate and inspire employees? Right. So since we are talking about team members, frankly speaking, I seldom like to use the word employees. If you realize, I like to use
Yeah.
this word team members. Okay, because I always find that I was a so-called employee myself before as well, and I would like to be respected. So I always find that rather than employees, nowadays I really prefer to call like a team lead and a team member. So we work
Yeah.
as a team, yeah. So, in terms of team members, how can we then, in what ways can a strong vision motivate and inspire them? Definitely. Okay, because everyone needs clarity. It is
Mm.
very painful if a leader, imagine you have a leader. Today, I want to do this. Tomorrow, I want to do that. And then the next day, no, 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 let's go back to the first way, of I want to do this. What's going to happen to the team members? Right? They'll get totally confused. And if anyone is totally confused, they will not feel inspired.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to be motivated and inspired definitely would need to have one thing in their heart, and that's called satisfaction. Yeah. So we can have a lot of challenges or issues when we are going through a certain journey. All right. But as long as at the end, or every milestone, there's a form of a learning, there's a form of a satisfaction. Okay. The team members will continue to motivate and be inspired to move on. Right. Sometimes certain things we cannot see results all at one shot. In fact, a vision, definitely we can see results all at one shot. That's why it's called vision, right? Yeah. So, but the key thing is we need to have various ways to motivate them. So one way is make sure that they always have learnings along the way. So we don't put it down as failures, mistakes, but I would say learnings along the way. And we can fine tune, have that habit, have that values and the culture of, okay, we make, let's say, a mistake, we quickly fine tune, do correction, and we move on. And we learn from it so that we don't make a second mistake, right? Second thing is have goals. All right. So goals is actually like a milestones to reach our vision. Okay, so
Mm.
let's say we have a really big vision, like Steve Jobs, they say every household has a PC. Of course, at the point of time when he says this, probably every 1 million household maybe has a PC. Let's say we start with that. So probably we can start to have a certain milestone to say that, okay, so now it's every 1 million, there's one household with PC. Can we reduce it to probably like in a few years' time, every 10,000 household, there's one PC. Okay, so if we realize that we want to do that, then what do we have to work towards every household has one PC? First is we want to make sure that the cost is very affordable, such
Mm.
that it is easier for people to actually own it. So when we actually do it, we think, how can we make the cost very affordable for people to use it? Then next thing, even if it's affordable, they must know how to use it. Then how do we make it simple enough for people to be able to use it? So things like that. So when we are very clear of the kind of a vision, then the team members will know, wow, okay, now I know what to do. All right. Even if I don't do it well, but we are there. So that's another motivation. Of course, third would be the compensation plan, right? I mean, come to think about it, a lot of times people, when we start to work, it is really about filling our stomach. Now, job satisfaction is one way that actually moves in the long term. In the short term, there must be the right compensation, comp and ben, right? So the short-term goal must also be very clear that we don't just have a vision for the sake of having a vision, that we don't make any profits or money at all. I always believe that a company, in order to be responsible, must make money, make profits. Okay, so we can actually make sure that we have sufficient resources to get more people, to develop them, and for them to really have that kind of a compensation to lead a really good life. Yeah, this is what I believe in as well. So anything to add on, Nhi? I actually stated three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's is good enough for
Mm.
people to start. You guys can always come back with us with more questions,
Yes.
because leadership is a topic that I don't think we can ever finish. In individual conversation, we can have a many break more to detail. It
Mm.
comes to the question of, I saw here that, like, what role does storytelling play in the conversation of leader vision?
Oh.
Good. This is a very good question that I think you can guide other people on this, because I think I never realized the power of it, but it is needed a lot in
Yes.
relationship.
Yes. Yeah, I do quite a lot of storytelling. Yeah, like this, I actually share about, I mentioned like Steve Jobs, and I always like to use these stories of real people. Yeah, because these are real. Okay, it's not fictional, right? So that's where people can start to relate in one way or another. And I
Yeah.
learned this from a leader when I was a very young officer in the Ministry of Defense in Singapore, when I was just 20, early 20s. So I have a leader whom every month he will write a story in the email. All right. And eventually, these particular stories that he write every month was consolidated to a booklet. Yeah. So, I'm quite sad because I actually moved house and I lost that book. Right.
Mm.
So that was something really I was very upset about. But I still remember some of the stories that he has written. For example, he wrote a story about carrying monkeys, right? So every there's one session that he wrote that a lot of us, we actually have two monkeys on our back, so we carry our own monkeys. However, there are some people who like to carry more monkeys at our back, right? So eventually we keep carrying other people's monkeys. What happened when you have, like, instead of the two monkeys of your own, you start to carry like four monkeys, six
Mm.
monkeys, 10 monkeys onto your back? What's going to happen? Eventually you become a monkey.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you can't get things done. So what is the moral of the story is this: each and every one of us has our personal responsibility.
Mm.
We let the person carry his own monkeys.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned. I do not carry other people's monkeys. I don't.
That's a
Right?
very easy to imagination story. Very great story. Yeah.
Correct. So he just write this story. Imagine you have the different monkeys on your back. So he wrote these stories for us to let us understand what is the thing called personal responsibility. Yeah, sometimes as leaders, we like to carry other people's monkeys
Mm.
because we think we are leaders, we can do more. So we carry all our team members' monkeys. No, please do not
Yeah.
do that. They carry their own monkeys. Yes, they
Yeah.
have their own personal responsibility and they play their part, and we are there to support them. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is
Wow.
one stories. And the other story is he talks about this village that has the upstream and the downstream. Right? There are times there are this village at the downstream. They were wondering why is it that every time whatever that they do, Okay, the stream, the water is always dirty, it's always polluted, right? So they want to solve the problem and they keep working on their stream over there. All right. But no matter how they clean it, it is just futile. It doesn't work. But and what happened was the issue comes with where? The upstream. So this is where to solve the problem, okay, they have to go to the upstream to make sure that the problem is solved over there, such that when the water flows down to the downstream, it is clean water for them. Because no matter what they do at downstream, it is not going to help long term. Okay, so that story also let me understand that wow, if we want to solve a problem, we need to see the root of the problem. And the other thing about the upstream and the downstream story also says one thing. Upstream also means the top management. So that
Mm.
story, he also let the top management knows. If the management do not get their act together, okay, like sometimes management we consist not just one person, it consists of a management team. If
Yeah.
the top management team cannot get their act together, I'm sorry, everything downstream will be affected. So they will not get motivated, right? So these are the stories which you can share with your team members and to convey a vision as well, right? So in that part, when you want to say the stories, always is very good to share the stories of successful leaders having a great vision. And because of their great vision, this is why they are able to achieve this. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what history is for. And people will be very motivated to know that. And for example, one other story that I like to tell, I'm not sure whether you know KFC, Colonel
Yeah.
Sanders.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right. He only started. I just came back from Salt Lake City, and when I was in Salt Lake City in US, then I only when I was there, then I know. Oh, KFC actually started from Salt Lake City. So I went over to the very first KFC, and it was like a museum. And his story was really inspiring, and how he, as a leader, he wanted to really sell his a this KFC recipe. That time he was 62 years old. And because he has a vision to make sure that he wants to launch this recipe, he never give up. So these kind of things as leaders, we can tell all these stories, and these stories I believe the team members will be able to relate to. Yeah. Nowadays, I think with Google, with ChatGPT, come on. There's so many stories we can share, right? Just Google it and see which are the stories that actually work for you. And team members
Yeah.
will be able to remember. Story sells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I,
So
I, I it's the same with Pauline that I use a lot of story in my leadership.
yeah.
Even in my own work, when I want to sell something or I want to close deal or even I want to talk to client or even I want to make my team understand my side and it close the gap of they can deliver the work faster, right? Sometimes theory and information do not impact people as quick as story and emotion involved. And I think as a mom and as a woman and as a female, I can easy to relate to another woman situation of what
Mm,
they go through in their life. Rather they married, they single, they have kids, they don't have kids. I think all
mm,
this we go through in the past, and everybody of us have a story behind of our life to be where we are today. And that's why I do this Missing Podcast channel as well, because I know everybody's story is so powerful. It's just how do you bring that story out to let
mm,
people know that we all just the same. The
yeah.
story may be a slightly different, from the background, from the culture, but at the
Mm,
end we human. We function in the way of emotional and logical have to be side by side. And if too much logical, the emotional part need to be replaced in the different location in life, right? And it helped me a lot in terms of give my team the same view as me,
yeah.
right? If the person come to me and I want the gap to be closed and I want make it quick, heart
Yeah.
to heart conversation, storytelling always work for me. And I
Yes.
think this is something that I think all the leaders should practice. um
Yes.
not because we want to use that in the way of you would think like, oh, so you just tell story all the time and people work for you. I don't say that what I mean. I say sometimes you need certain information that to get the person understand faster, right? Like
Yeah.
for example, even with my own kid, if my own daughter, right, I cannot tell her, hey, remember, give me the paper sign every day, right?
Mm.
I don't say that anymore. I will ask her another question. Think about if tomorrow I'm you, how do you
Yeah.
think I should deal with a daughter like you? Don't
Yeah.
look it in a bad way. I will tell her, don't think in the bad way, because maybe you can have a better advice for teach me how to deal with you. Since I don't know how to deal with you in this situation, when you always forget that, remind me to sign paper, and the teacher keep call me for the last 2 years every day. You know what I mean? And she would think about it for like 2 days, and she come back to me. She was like, give it a thought. I realized that have a daughter like me is really headache, mommy, and I also don't know how to deal with myself. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like the person only have a perspective like you when you give them a chance to think like you. You know,
Mm.
it's real story though. I'm still deal with that up to now. It's no result. So I think the power behind of every story is to move people, to make them do work, to make them take action, and sometimes they can change their life just
Yeah.
by hear your story. You know how many story we listen on the public that it changed our life forever, like
Yeah.
Harry Potter,
Yes.
right? And then Bill Gates, we talk about that, like Elon Musk, like
Yes.
Steve Jobs. All this is story behind of the brand that it
Ah,
make us move, and it make us motivation to, is that worth to chase our dream and our vision? Yes, it is, because someone in the past already proved to us that it can be done,
yeah.
right? So story is very powerful for a leader.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I really love to listen to stories because I can remember. Okay.
Yeah,
Right. And I like to tell stories so that other people can remember as well. That's the best way to communicate. Yeah.
yeah,
And there's a feeling in actually stories. Yeah. Then, oh, it comes to then the next question. And I really find that this question is really interesting about how can a leader's personal values and beliefs shape their vision. So I think just now I've actually mentioned regarding the personal values and belief. It all comes with what we believe in. Okay, so when we actually do that, when like for example, I'm into education and I like that. So when it comes to educating people, I have a lot of satisfaction because I can see the transformation in people's lives because that was how it transformed my life, right? And I can see in generation after generation, education is the way where people have more knowledge, they can make informed decisions. When they can make informed decisions, this is where they can help to even motivate and inspire and help the society, right, and improve the whole the whole world, impact lives as well. So that's why the personal values and beliefs really must start first. All right. And that's where also the next word that comes in. The word is called conviction. Yeah.
mm,
Conviction is something that we cannot, it's a feeling, right? If I've got no conviction in this topic, let's say on leadership, it's very
yeah,
difficult. When I were to talk, if you realize me, we don't have a script.
yeah. We
That's
don't.
the script.
We only
Yeah.
have a title like 2 minutes before we enter the Zoom.
Yes. Right. It is a case of, oh, all right, we want to talk about vision, for example. And it is in us. It is in the conviction in us. And we will talk about this topic on leaders, for
Yeah,
example, leadership. It is in us that we want to share with people because we realize this in fact these 10 years, I'm very happy to see that there are more and more leaders, female leaders coming up. Like
mm,
right now in US presidency, okay, Singapore, we had our first women president. Yeah,
yeah,
right. So I think in US as well coming up, and in other states as well, in other countries, we have more and more women leaders. coming
Yes.
up as, let's say, the presidents, the prime minister, or ministers, or even as CEOs of companies, etc. Right? And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that as women we have to have like must be in how should I put it? It was always the stigma that if it's a women leader, then the women leader must be in a industry of, let's say, makeup, cosmetics, those kind of ladies products. No,
Yeah.
all right. I'm still looking forward. Maybe there is actually a female leader in the tech world. Things like that.
Oh, it
So
is. It is. I go for tech event and I meet a lot of female leader,
yes,
and they really expert though. They even interview
yeah,
the Open AI founder, so she
yes,
actually can really interview. And I meet a lot, and I surprised when this year when I go for tech event,
yeah.
most of the person who share on the stage is actually female, and
Ah,
they even work in the industry doing the chip, the deep fake and all the information. I was surprised. I was like,
yeah,
wow, it really is a woman era
yes.
situation right now when woman is come up. So yes, you will see more. You will see more female in the tech and AI industry come up.
Mm, yes. So that's why we will really see that this kind of a conviction with many of all these female leaders, it actually helps to give what we term as maybe a soft power.
Yeah.
So that's why it makes it even uh, as in, like, I think that's our advantage.
Mm.
Generally, we are probably having that soft power, and
Yeah.
now because of educational level, we have the analytical part as well. Yeah, it doesn't mean we don't have the analytical part. I'm still very analytical person. Okay, a logical, analytical, yes, in calculations or whatever, not that I can do as well, right? So it
We
doesn't
should
mean, yeah.
we should make that topic next time. Like, what is the disadvantage when you're a lady and you're too logical? Because I'm the same. I was have a lot of doubt when starting journey when people say like, you too logic, you're not like a woman, you're like a man. And
Yeah.
I will feel offended with that sentence like many years ago. But when
Oh,
everybody say the same thing to you again and again, and one day you just from annoying to laugh, is that make sense for you? Like
yeah,
now I'm just different, and you need both to run business. You cannot have, if you are emotional, then
yeah,
people will call you weak.
yes.
But when you logical, people will blame you for you too
Un-
manly in that sign, right? So
Unfeeling.
like,
You have no
yeah, so
feeling, not
so
no
you just have to,
empathy.
yeah, so you just have to learn to own yourself. So that's what my journey. It take me quite a long, like maybe 10 years to
Yeah,
finally own. Yeah, I'm logical, but I have emotional. I have a kid. I love my daughter. I love my team member. I take care. I may not take care of my team member like the way the normal woman will do it. Like, oh, I love you, I miss you, how are you? But I would like, have you eaten? How was your family? How was your girlfriend? How was your wife? Is that life is good? Anything that I need to support? Anything you need me? It's just a phone call away. So that's
mm,
the way of me showing care to my team. It may
yeah,
not sound like a kind of typical sweet girl type, but
yes,
that's me. But I used to beat myself up for that. So I think this can be another topic, how to next time, to tell people that as a leader you will have half. You have emotional, but you have logical a
yes,
lot because you have to run the team.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So that's what my business partners used to. I always tell them also, lah. I
yeah.
like to put myself to be. I'm actually a man dressed in a woman.
Yeah. I don't know why people like to say that though.
Yeah, I
It's
like that
a
one.
kind of, I don't find we are men though. Is that we like impulsive think that we're not men? I don't feel I'm man at all. I
Oh,
I I really
I
love to do
am more
house
man
stuff.
than a man.
Yeah, I don't want to be a man. I love to cook. I love to cook a nice meal for people I love. I like to go
Oh,
spa and do I like to do my nail. I like to dress up, of course. I don't know. I don't find any of that is manly behave.
I
I think it's
actually,
more of character.
yeah, I actually would prefer to be a man than a woman.
All right. See,
Yeah,
you guys have a two direction right now. So
yeah.
okay,
Although,
it's a little bit out of topic, but this is what my male friend who are leader tell me. I say most of women right now become a leader
mm,
because not enough men step up to be a leader. So make women no choice that
yeah,
to have to be lead their life or take care of the kid or take care of a company or take care, because if enough men who's strong and take a lead, I don't think any woman on earth want to be a leader. And I booked that and the thought for a month because I don't know what he tried to say is that we not woman not good enough or not. But after a month, I realized it makes sense. If
mm,
tomorrow someone can really take charge for whatever I'm doing right now, I would
mm,
love to step back and take care of everybody on my way that I can do it as well. Not have to be come up and rara and loud. I find myself sometimes very introvert. I am introvert.
mm,
So I think what he says makes sense. The world changed right now because of the situation that we lack of strong leader in terms
mm.
of male sector. I'm not sure you agree with that, but that's the conversation I have with him, and he is a very very powerful and strong male leader.
Oh,
Yeah, so he not the kind of like soft kind of like
uh,
leader. He is a really, you know what I mean, right? The type of fire inside kind of leader. Yeah, and that's what he shared with me.
oh,
And that's what he shared with me, and he shared with a group of young boy who asked him why have so many women leader nowadays. So he want to help the boy to
mm,
make a decision to come up and be a leader actually.
mm.
Yeah.
I would just say that it's time and space. That right now we are born. I mean, me as a woman, I must say I'm very fortunate and very blessed to be born in this era where the acceptance of women being leaders are
Yeah, it is.
much greater, rather
Yeah.
than maybe if I'm born in my grandmother's time. You know,
Oh,
I can be this, probably
I
having this
cannot.
nonsense.
Yeah, I think I already get killed long time ago. if
Yeah,
if we born in that generation, no, it's real. It's no joke, right?
maybe we will. If you believe in this thing called reincarnation, we will kill them.
Yeah.
So we were actually reincarnated to be today's this situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really is I think something that if you are a woman, that doesn't mean men are not good leaders. They are really very good leaders as well. I think regardless of the gender, we can be very good leaders as long as we are clear in our, I would say, vision and mission and our value system, and having the right goals, clear goals with our team members, that they are able to really, I would say, work together with us, and create an impact to the world together with us. Yeah. So then let's come to the last question. All right, for today, which is how can leaders involve their team in the vision creation process? Wow, this is something very similar. I think just now with another question of whether the leaders can develop a vision that resonates with the team. So it is this part where how can leaders involve their team in the vision creation? Now, it all
Yeah.
depends on which stage of your organization is. Okay, if you are now at a very early stage of your organization, you just start up, then I
Yeah.
think please don't need to involve your team members. Just that few founders can come up with a vision, because it is still early, and it really depends on you, not the team members, because you have to be very clear of yourself if you are a startup, all right, a young
Yeah.
organization, about your own vision. If you have like two or three partners, then the two or three partners must be very clear in the vision. Yeah, and the two or three must 100%, not even 99%, 100% buy into the vision.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of times, partners break up. It's because the vision is not clear. It
Yeah.
is not 100%. And there are people who like the team members, the founders, if it's not really 100%, then it starts to have, the fragmentization and the breakup. So I tell you, it gets very messy after that. And then the team members will get very confused. Okay, as you grow, I mean, when it's small, it's still probably okay. But as you grow bigger to like 20 team members, 40 team members, 50, well, I tell you, it can be all too confusing and the organization will start to break up. Yeah. So, but if it's going to be like a big organization, for example, I'm in, let's say, I believe companies like Microsoft, Apple, they have gone through a various vision stage. For example, if in the past, Steve Jobs would say, oh, I would like to have, every household has a PC. Now, he has reached the vision. Every household has a PC. So what's next? This is the part that, yes, he probably has to come up with, to involve his team in terms of the vision creation process, not just himself. But I do believe in one thing. If you were to study Bill Gates had this thing where every year he will lock himself for 1 week.
Yeah.
Actually, I do that as well. I normally, during my birthday week, I will go to a place where I will do a retreat on my own. And I'll just drink juice, do a fasting, and that actually helps with a lot of clarity for me to really work on the vision, right? So this is the part where the vision creation, if leaders want to get involved, I would say get the key team members to be involved. So you definitely would know who are the key team members if you really grow big in your team to start another vision. Probably at that stage, you will need a facilitator. And the facilitator might then provide certain clarity. And as leaders, I would also believe in this thing called executive coaching as well. Find some executive coaches to get more clarity in terms of the vision in the next, let's say, 10 years, 20 years, if for whatever reason you have hit your first vision. Right. So that is where I would say that we could involve our team, get their feedback as well. The young team members get their feedback and see whether it resonates with the leaders in the next vision going forward. But I don't believe in really if at that stage to really get everybody to be involved, But it's more once the key team leads have come up with a vision is to get the team members to really see if they are aligned. If they are not aligned, yes, then there may be a round of kind of like getting people to move out of the organization and new people to come in with a new vision. So maybe Nhi, you want to end off with some statements in this?
No, that's it. You close it good today. You close it very well for today. So guys, if you love what we're doing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our channel.
Yes.
Right.
So
and,
have fun with creating your vision, mission, and values. Bye.
If you love what you've been watching, if you love all the content that we share with you guys, and if you love whatever video and topic that we share with you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we are all in the YouTube socials like Insta, FB, TikTok, and remember to watch out for our next video. Bye.